Well, good morning all. The plan this morning is to head on up, see if we can find a little bit of gold. We got a problem though. It's been raining all week. Matter of fact, it rained a little bit last night. So I'm pretty sure the creeks are all running pretty strong right now. So the plan is we're going to head back up to where we were last trip, because that section of river got a controlled flow and hopefully it's still controlled. Now, when I was doing the research on that spot last time, I was noticing on Google Earth, downstream a little bit, there's another spot that looked pretty good. And on the way out, I stopped and took a look at it. Now, I didn't go down to the river, I just stopped and looked over the bank. And it's on the inside of a turn this time, instead of the outside like we were last time. And it looks like there's some good bedrock down there. Now the problem is, it's 50 feet off a paved road. So it's going to be worked pretty hard, I'm afraid. You don't know till you check it out. But I figure we'll head on up there, take a look. If it's been worked pretty hard, then we'll just go find another spot. This time though, I am going to take a lunch and get off to a little earlier start. So it's starting to get light out there. So I'm going to go pack a lunch, throw the stuff in the truck, and let's head on up. Well, we made it to the river, and as you can tell, it's flowing pretty darn good. We do have some bedrock right here though, and I think we can work this higher stuff. We can't get down to what I wanted to get to, but I think we're going to mess around here for a little bit, see if we can turn things up. But you know, you think at my age I'd be smart enough to quit listening to the weatherman? Because it's raining right now. And the sun's supposed to be shining. Actually, I think I'm being snowed on. Okay, well, I'm going to get my gear ready, and let's check this spot out and see if it's worth the trouble. Well, the rain has finally died off. It was half rain, half snow, sleet, that kind of stuff, and I was kind of feeling like Pioneer Polly there for a bit. I was falling down every other step. Okay, well, I did get a chance while it was sprinkling there to hit this area with the metal detector, and I've got quite a few targets in here. Well, I got started editing this video, and right here is where I discovered the transmitter on my wireless mic, the battery went dead. And so I put in a new battery and discovered my backup batteries were dead. So the rest of this video I had to switch over to the wired mic, which I had forgotten how miserable that thing is. But it saved me and saved the video. But basically what I was explaining here was we have, with the river so high, we had very limited access. So I decided rather than run around and look for gold, we had a couple of really good packed crevices, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to show you how I open up good hard packed crevices. Okay, back to the video. Okay, right through here we have a crevice, go through here, but right in here is where our target is. So we got to break these rocks loose, get these rocks out of here. Right here, this is my #1 weapon for opening crevices. That and your rock pick hammer. You can go this way and it acts like a wedge, and you can drive it in there, loosen the rocks, or you can just hit the rocks, loosen them a little bit, then take your crevice tool and just work them. Now getting the first rock out is the trick. Now when you're prying, you got to pick a rock that has everything locked in. So even though we're going for here, we have to start back here because this is our top rock. This is the one that's got everything all the way down locked in. So we'll go back here to this rock. We've got it where it wiggles now. All right. Okay. Now that that one's out, the rest of them should start coming out a lot easier. And just work our way down. Now this rock here, this one's going to be a little harder. It's not moving hardly at all. So I take the bar, see if you can find a weak point. Drive that bar in. If you can make that rock move, you can get it out. Okay. Now we can work this gravel a little bit. Okay. I just changed the setting on the camera so you can see down in here better. Everything else is washed out, but this is where we want to concentrate. So now, since I'm only 50 feet from the road, I got a classifier today. And once we get this down where we got the top loose, you pick out your larger rocks. And we're going to take some of this gravel off the top. Okay. All we're really doing is removing the gravel off the top. I really don't think there's a lot in this gravel. We're going to go ahead and pan it out so you can find some slug gold, but what we're after is down under here. But we got to get that gravel out of the way. So now we'll just keep working down. Okay, now we got the area cleaned out here. Now I don't clean the gravel out of here yet, because you want to use this as a shelf, so when we clean this crevice out, we got a place to put our gravel. So we're going to go ahead and start, right about here, and we're going to work on down. Now on the crevice,
It's always best to start at the bottom and work up to put in there. If you start at the top, as you go down, all the rocks are packed. You start at the bottom, you can come in underneath the rocks ahead of it. It's just a lot easier. So what we're going to do, first thing I do is just kind of smack all the rocks. Best you can. Then you go in with your crevice tool. Let me see if I can get a little closer view here. Now we just reach in and hook them and just work them till they wiggle. And any rock, if you can get it to wiggle, you can get it out. I've had some rocks where I couldn't get them to wiggle and I had to end up breaking them. Then we'll just work our way up. Well, these things are packed in here pretty good. Okay, we got our first row of rocks out, which I call the cover rocks. Okay, then we just start pulling our gravel back. Okay, I'm going to get a little wider tool so I can move more gravel. Okay, now I'm down against another set of rocks, which is really good. If after you remove those first rocks, if there's just nothing but sand and gravel underneath it, you know somebody's already been in this crevice. But we have another layer of rocks under there, which is a really good sign. So we'll dig these out. Okay, now as we pull our gravel back to here, once our pile gets where our material starts falling back in the hole, we'll just take some of that off and just move our receiving area down a little lower. Okay, and now I'm going to get the majority of that out. And then we'll get the last little bit. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now we'll clean our mess up here, throw it all in the pan, take it down and pan it. Okay, well, we got a pan of gravel. Now the hard part's going to be finding the place to pan it. That water's moving pretty good. So let's head on down there and see what we can come up with. Well, luckily for me, right here is a big pond on top of a rock because I'm here to tell you, I can't get anywhere near that river. The waves are just too big. But we did get it panned out, found our target, which was a nail. And we do have a few pieces of gold in here. Give you a shot of that. See right here. You can see right there, we got 3 nice little pieces. Okay, well, now we're going to move down here. I'm not too sure about this weather. It's raining like crazy just down the canyon, and the sun's shining right here right now. But we're going to move down here a little bit to that crevice that I got the real big iron object on. I'm kind of curious to see what that is. Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, our big iron object is right in here somewhere. And this is bedrock. This is all bedrock. There's a crevice here, and kind of a pocket right here. This is a boulder or a rock. So where we're heading is right here. Well, I just spent the last, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes sitting in my truck eating lunch because it was raining like crazy. And right now, sun's shining. There's still big dark clouds floating all over the place up there, but while we got the opportunity, I'm dying to find out what this big iron object is in this crevice. So let's dig this baby open and see what we got. Okay. Oh man, this stuff is in here tight. See if we can get that thing to move. Now if you force the rock over to one side, you can get in and pull the gravel loose from the side you just put pressure on. And then force it back the other way. And we got her loose now. Now we're going to take and just pull all these rocks off the top. Get rid of them. Boy, this is really packed in here. All right, got that one out of there. That's one heck of a chunk of iron. All right, let's see if there's any gold under it. Okay, I think we're gonna try to pull this rock out of here and if possible, maybe break a little bit of this bedrock. Okay, I've got all the gravel dug out of this side. So now I'm going to go down on this side with my bar and my hammer and see if I can break this chunk of bedrock loose. Okay, we got a crack back here now. So we'll take and put our chisel in there. And just broke her. All right. Now we want to make sure, clean all the dirt off that. Okay. All right, now we can get down here and see what we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna finish digging this out. We're not to the bottom of the crevice, but I've been here a long time on this one crevice, so I'm gonna take this down, pan it. If we got gold in here, we'll keep going. If we don't, I'm gonna hit a couple of the other little crevices just for the fun of it, because I don't want to spend all day on one crevice. I want to look around a little bit, see what this area is like. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, well, we got that panned out and found a couple pieces of small pieces of iron. I got quite a bit of lead and some gold. Not a lot of gold, not for all the work we did, but not too bad. So let me show you this gold. You can see here we got all kinds of lead. Let me get some of this. Okay, you can see we got nice little pieces. This one right here on the end is fairly thick. This is probably our heaviest piece so far. Now, one thing I've noticed so far is we're not getting any real fine gold. And I think that's because right here behind me, there's a huge bedrock outcropping. The other side of the river, it's a solid bedrock wall. And this section right where we're at is real narrow. It's probably the narrowest part of the river here. So I would imagine during a flood stage, and I can see brush up top where high water has been, it's probably a good 10 to 15 feet over my head. So I'm thinking during a flood, the water's going through here pretty darn quick, and there's no chance that any of the real fine flood gold is going to drop out. I'm hoping we find a nice hunker in here, but don't we all? Okay, I'm going to get this cleaned up, and let's finish digging this hole out. We got our pan of the bottom, and I think we've been on this crevice for probably 2 hours. So there better be some gold in here. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm heading for the pond. Well, we got that all panned out, and all that work paid off. We got several nice little hunks here. Let me show you. Now if you can see here, I'm having a hard time because when the sun's out, I cannot see my screen. But we have one real nice piece right here. This is our picker of the day. It makes noise, it's a picker. And all of these pieces, there's three nice pieces and one big flat flake. These are all nice chunky pieces. That's one problem when the sun's out. I cannot see that little screen. And with summer coming, I'm going to have to figure something out so I know what I'm filming. Okay, well, we don't have much time left. So what I want to do is I got a couple of smaller crevices up here that I got a good reading on. So I want to clean those out. Those only take a few minutes. So I'm going to jump up, clean that out. I'll take it over and pan it, and I'll be right back. Now, if you bring a pair of safety glasses, you don't have to do what I do, which is close your eyes, and I can't see where I'm hitting. You'd think I'd be smart enough to bring safety glasses. But if you're going to hit the rocks, I tell you what, I can feel it hit me in the face, so I know my eyes aren't closed. I'm going to get a chunk of rock in my eye. Take a piece of wire, piece of copper wire. I'm finding everything but gold. Another piece of copper wire, and no gold. Well, that crevice is kind of a story of life. You take the easy one, you don't find anything. Well, we got another crevice cleaned out. Not much in it, but it's hailing right now. I don't know if you can see the hail or not. First time I used my pan to show hail. Okay, I'm gonna pan this out real quick. Well, we had nothing in that pan, and it's starting to rain pretty good, so I think I'm going to pack it up and head to the truck because the dark part of the cloud isn't even here yet. Okay, let's move. Well, we made it back to the truck, and it's snowing, then it hails for a little bit, then it snows again, then it rains, and right now it's hailing pretty good. So I'm getting the heck out of the hills right now because I don't have any chains.
Well, that was a pretty exciting day. And believe it or not, I didn't fall asleep once I got home. It's not even dinner time yet. Sun's shining down here in the valley, and you look up at the hills, and it's ugly up there. I'm thinking we got out of there in the nick of time. Well, I got that gold, threw it on the stove, dried it out, and it was pretty easy to clean up because everything stayed on top of 20 mesh. We got virtually no fine gold at all. I think there might be a speck or two in there, but like I was saying down at the river, I think that water goes through there so quick that all that flood gold probably on the next gravel bar downstream. Okay, well, let's take a look at the gold and see how we did. $1.26 pennyweights, 1 1/4 pennyweights. All right, let's check grams. 1.97 grams, 9.6. Pretty darn close to 2 grams. Well, almost 2 grams. That's, in my book, that's pretty darn good for just run up in the hills to a spot we've never been and give it a go. Now, Jeff's going to have a hard time catching us now. And if the weather holds like they say it's supposed to, which I've got less hope of now, but they say the next 2 weeks we're not supposed to have any rain and it's supposed to get into the 70s. So I'm hoping this coming weekend we can head up and hit one of the lower creeks, and I'm sure wanting to drag that high banker out. And my plan right now, and you know it can change from day to day, but my plan right now is to head on up there, and if the creek's too high, which I'm afraid they might be pretty high, we'll do a little treasure hunting. You know, if we can't get on the creek, we'll work on the bank until the creek goes down enough so we can get on it. The good news is I think I got enough lead now on Jeff. I can kind of skate for a few days now. Okay, well, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And once again, I still don't know why, but everybody says hit the like button. So I'm going to say hit that like button. And I don't know. I guess I got to go do chores. I'm not used to being home this early. So I'm out of here. You have a wonderful day.